So we had a couple of shutdowns this morning, not much wind, and we've managed to find a little bit of wind now again from the northeast. Hoping that it's going to take us up to Palma pretty quickly. It's not easy trying to find the lanes, like pressure's always up and down, so just trying to make the most of everything, but we've got to think in the long term. I think there's, we're like 100 miles into a 600 mile leg, so there's all to play for still. We've not got much wind for the next couple of days, so the first boat, Mirpuri, is only 6 miles ahead at the moment, and I think it's all still to play for, and it's just keeping the eyes out the boat and keeping the boat fast, and then looking at the bigger picture all the time.
We're just northwest of Palma de Mallorca. We went through a very light night. I think yesterday afternoon, as everyone could have seen, it wasn't really up to our plan, as we like to stick to its fleet. But we played ashore. We think it was good to play the shore a little bit longer, but the rest of the fleet had different strategy. So there was the consequence was a huge split where we were committed to the north, but they were committed as well to the south of Ibiza. So far we're going pretty well. We have a lot less wind than those guys, but they still need to cross sort of the light wind area as well to come up north. They're trying to now. And for us then, it's a matter now if we can get a little bit more to the northeast and closer to Genoa, the east, and get on the east side of them as well. And so all the weather forecasts are very thin. There's a lot of differences between them. So it's a little bit of fingers crossed, but we're here, the fleet is there, and we need to make the best out of it.
It's a light air chess game on the Mediterranean as IMOCA and WoW 65 fleet split and play high-stakes game of risk and reward. The 12 international teams competing in the Ocean Race Europe have been dealing with light and incalcitrant breezes on their first night at sea, after setting off yesterday on the inaugural event's third and final leg from Alicante, Spain to Genoa, Italy. Pre-start weather forecasts predicted light winds throughout the leg, and overnight the 5-boat IMOCA 60 and 7-boat WoW 65 fleets made slow progress away from Alicante with boat speeds rarely breaking 10 knots in the benign conditions. Despite the slow pace of the action, sailing fans have been glued to the race tracker after breakaway moves from two teams have split both fleets, as they pass the Balearic Island chain, made up of Ibiza, Mallorca, and Menorca. In the IMOCA 60s, the crew of Robert Stanjek's non-foiling offshore team Germany made an early commitment to taking a northern route by tacking away immediately after rounding the final mark of the course off the Tabarca islet, close to Alicante. The need to stay in the breeze that we have means that we're not always sailing the optimum heading, said Annie Lush from offshore team Germany. But it's been about finding an angle that works for the wind we have.
On est en train de faire du pré en bâbord à mur et de se diriger plein est. On a la Sardaigne en face de nous, donc c'est pas la bonne direction pour aller à Genoa. Mais voilà, on essaie de rester dans un flux de nord-nord-est qui va nous permettre de contourner a priori un axe de dorsale un peu plus dans l'est, qui serait un peu plus venté. Donc pour l'instant on est un peu comme ça sous la flotte. Il y avait des gens qui ont fait la baie d'Alicante pour se servir du thermique dans la journée avec de la droite. Là ils ont rechopé du vent dans la bonne direction. Et pour l'instant ils ont du vent et ils vont vite. Voilà. Maintenant la question est, est-ce que ça va durer longtemps pour eux? Je pense qu'on a été un peu plus prudent sur le long terme dans notre choix de début de course. Et j'espère que ça sera le bon choix.
Likewise, in the WoW 65s, when it was clear that the bulk of the fleet was positioned to pass south of Ibiza, the Dutch flag team Childhood 1 skippered by double America's Cup winner Simeon Tienpont, chose to stay north of the Rum Line course in search of better winds. It didn't pay immediate dividends. We went through a very light night. Yesterday wasn't really our plan to pick the shore, but we felt it was good to play this side for a little longer, explained Team Pont. By then we were committed to a route to the north while the rest went south. We have a lot less wind than them at the moment, but they still have to cross the light wind area to come up to the north. There are a lot of differences between the weather forecasts, but fingers crossed, we're here, the fleet is there, and we need to make the best out of it. Today at 12:30 UTC, which is 14:30 CEST, as the teams approach the largest Balearic island, Mallorca, still in painfully light wind conditions, offshore Team Germany held a healthy 12 nautical miles lead over the remaining 4 IMOCA 60s, Coram Elepan, Linked Out, 11th Hour Racing Team, and Bureau Valley, who were racing in a tight group about 50 nautical miles south of Mallorca. This is not going to be the fastest leg for sure, said Linked Out skipper Thomas Ruyant. It's typical Mediterranean conditions, and it's going to be complicated to find the fastest way to Genoa. But we're staying focused and determined despite the light conditions. It's a real test of our patience. In the WoW 65s, as the main group of boats passed by the Cabrera archipelago, 5 nautical miles off Mallorca's south coast, with Bo Becking's sailing team Poland first, Mirpuri Foundation Racing Team, skippered by Johan Richem, second, and Viva Mexico led by Eric Brockman, third. Mirpuri is right behind us, and they have a bit more speed than us, so we just have to keep sailing smart, Becking said. It's just a matter of finding the best pressure lanes. It's really tricky. There's a huge high-pressure system, and we have to cross that ridge. All in all, I'm pretty content with where we are. It's better to be first than last. Meanwhile, in the north, Team Childhood 1 was at the bottom of the table as the crew struggled to find breeze along the island's northwest coast. With wind conditions in the region likely to remain light and fickle for the rest of the week. No one can say for sure whether the north or the south route will turn out best by the time the teams arrive in Genoa, where they are expected on Thursday. More immediately, the focus for all the crews will be on somehow keeping their boats moving, as they pick their way carefully through the myriad of wind holes strewn across the waters of the Mediterranean overnight. The Ocean Race Europe, overall leaderboard, after Leg 2. IMOCA 60. 1. Linked Out, 9 points. 2. Offshore Team Germany, 9 points. 3. 11th Hour Racing Team, 9 points. 4. Coram El Epan, 6 points. 5. Bureau Valley, 3 points. WoW 65. 1. Mirpuri Foundation Racing Team, 11 points. 2. AkzoNobel Ocean Racing, 11 points. 3. Sailing Poland, 10 points. 4. The Austrian Ocean Race Project, 9 points. 5. Team Childhood 1, 8 points. 6. Ambersail 2, 7 points. 7. Viva Mexico, 5 points. Be watching for Friday's Sailing World on Water, for more on the Ocean Race Europe Leg 3, to the finish in Genoa.